Alright, this is Mr. Savage. Great afternoon to you all. We're going to get into the second part of Get to Know Me questions. And let's get it. Let's try to get it lower than 7 minutes. It's probably going to be more than 7 minutes. Alright, first question. How much do you weigh? 170-ish. I fluctuate. What's your favorite color? Blue. What would you say is the most unique thing about you? Oh, this person's trying to get deep. Me. Because if you know what, maybe next time, the next video might be me defining who I am. I'm outside, so it might be some bugs flying around and stuff like that. And I'm using the crickets and stuff as the music this time. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Teleportation, so that I could be with you always. I would do teleportation though. When was the first time you heard God speak, and what did he say? So God's been speaking to me for a long time, and I don't think I remember the very first time, but I can remember a couple of times where he did speak to me. Like one time I was dreaming. One time I had a dream that I was going to get kicked out, staying with some folks that I was staying with. And then a week later, it actually happened. And God often speaks to me through that and through like vibes and stuff like that. Like he gave me a vibe, and the word that he gave me was preparation. It's preparation, and it was time to prepare. And he also said it was time to leave. Like my season for being in that place where I was at was up. And it's funny because I waited like probably 6 months to make sure, like fasting and praying and stuff like that, and he made it to where it was impossible for me to stay. Like I was behind on stuff and about to get evicted and stuff like that, so I just had to leave. He popped me upside my head and said, "Oh, you don't get it now? Now you get it. It's time to go, buddy." So let me see. Oh, and actually, my goal and my dream, the vision that I believe that he gave me. So I was had a health incident where, I fell out, and the whole left side of my body was paralyzed, and after that it was numb, and I had to learn how to walk again. Long story. I was learning how to walk. I was staying with my grandma at the time, and she had the music she had the TV blasting, and it was a commercial that came on. It was International Party, Swiss Beats, and Alicia Keys, and I just heard that beat. Mind you, I was still trying to learn how to walk again, and then I just started like dancing, bam, 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 and I realized like I was dancing way better than I ever did before. It's like God perfected me. And I just looked up, like in those movies when they have that big old bubble that come out of their head, blue, 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 blue. And then he gave me the vision to go around the world and glorify his name, glorify God with all the abilities and all the talent that he's given me to use, and to help others to do the same, help others to reach their full potential, actually to go past their full potential, because there's no such thing as your full potential, because there is no limit. Humanly speaking, it's impossible to have no limits, but with God, anything is possible. Let me see. Do you have any fears? Yes. Which is the deepest? I like how they put that, as if I was going to have fears like they knew what. Oh, okay, I got you. Which is the deepest? Perhaps hell. Perhaps Matthew 25, story of the 3 servants, where it says, "Depart from me, you wicked and lazy servant." I don't want to be that servant. That's what actually drives my vision and my goal. If you were on a sinking blot, maybe they meant boat, and if you were on a sinking boat and could only save one person, would it be your wife or a child? So growing up, I always been taught about the structure of God first, then family, then business. And in that family part, it goes spouse first, then children. And at the time, I wasn't down with it because I was a child, and I was like, "Dang, so y'all just gonna leave me out with like that? Like, what's up?" So based off of that, if I were to survive, I would save my wife. and we could like have another child. That sounds messed up, but based off of that, then I'll do like that. But if I weren't to survive, then I would save my child, and he could be the legacy that lives on for the family. What are your best moments in 2017? Okay, so I wrote just a small list. I ain't gonna keep it too long. Taking a step of faith and leaving comfort to chase a dream. There's a lot that goes into that. I left a place and decided to live the way that I was living, so that I could reach my dreams, so that I can reach my goals, and I'm still in pursuits of them, and it's coming closer and closer every day. Learning and becoming aware of myself, strengths and weaknesses. Because I took that step of faith, I learned myself so much. I was like, dang. Like when you go out and you're alone and you're by yourself, like I'm talking living in your car type status and working still and not having anybody to, man, it was just a learning experience, and I'm grateful for it because I know myself more. Strengths and weaknesses. Starting my business, that was one of the best things, and then helping my best friend to start their business, that was a great moment. And keeping in contact with friends across seas. I know folks from Africa, from Asia, a lot of friends from Africa that I love. Who do you most identify with in the Bible? Great question. All of these are so good questions. Ooh, it's about to be 7 minutes. David, 100%, and then some of Solomon. And then they said, like, who do you believe you share a temperament with? So, temperament. I am a sanguine melancholy. So, I believe that David is a sanguine melancholy also. He's a melancholy sanguine because he's an artist. He's into music. Dang, 7. He's into music and poetry, and he's a warrior, and he's a perfectionist trying to do right for God. And when he does it wrong, then he does it the right way. He repents and talks to God about it and is open about it. And he's a sanguine because he's a people person, having all those parties, those lit parties with everybody praising the Lord. And then Solomon is a perfectionist, most definitely the man of wisdom, and a people person because he's talking to a lot of people and telling them everything about it. So that's part 2, Mr. Savage. You got to know me a little bit more. Maybe the next one I'll be telling you who I am. Peace.